Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. My friends. Well, it's been close to a week since we've been together. And, it's that time of year that it is so busy, and especially with the garden. I'm spending probably about 90% it seems like of my time outside just trying to get everything planted, replanted, and just a lot of work out there in the garden to make sure that everything's that I wanted, that I had planned on planting, that I've got it all in the ground now. And then I have been, I've been harvesting some things and planting other things in the place of things that I've pulled up. Okay, well, I'm back in the kitchen now. I had to check on my oven. I think everybody's outside right now. But anyways, RverTV, travel, Russ. So he's asked me if I would share with him, maybe do a little bit of collaboration with his channel on low carb, low sugar recipes. And I do have a lot. And the thing of it is, Miss Lori being raised the way she was in a Southern cook, and being raised on potatoes and cornbread and homemade bread and beans and stuff. I'm active, but my metabolism's different now. I'm older. I'm 62 years old. And even though I'm on the go all day long, I still don't probably burn the calories that I need to, plus the fact that I need to be off less carbs and stuff like that. And me and Danny do that. You've got to do it in moderation. You've got to add a lot of vegetables and fruits and proteins, into your diet, and that's just the truth. Several meals a week, not having any carbs, and a lot of them are just one pan meals. So, and they're pretty delicious. I want to share a recipe with y'all and with Russ, and I'm going to put all his information down below this video. Put his link where y'all can go watch him, because I know that y'all will absolutely enjoy his channel and going on the road with him and seeing what he sees. So Russ, I hope you like this, and there's going to be more of my low carb and some higher protein, different lunches and breakfast that I'll be incorporating with a lot of my videos. But that's not going to leave out my Southern cooking either. I'm still going to be doing cakes and pies and everything that goes with Southern cooking. But like I say, it's all moderation, and we'll just do a little bit at a time. So today we're going to be doing the Tuscan. It's a good one pan meal. It's got chicken for your protein. It's also got spinach, which we love. So that's our greens. And then it has artichoke hearts in it. And if you don't like the artichoke hearts, you don't have to put it in there. You can put mushrooms in there if you want to. And it's just a really good one-pot meal that it's just really good. Let's get to cooking, y'all. We're going to make this beautiful Tuscan chicken, spinach, artichoke, one pan meal. And I'm just going to cook over here by my beautiful window this morning. It's got a beautiful light coming in. I love cooking over here where I can just look out the window and see everything. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil to my skillet. And I've got about just a little over 1 pound of chicken breast, skinless chicken breast that I cut up. For this recipe, I like to chunk my chicken up. So you can even leave it just in whole, the breast whole if you want to, or you can even use about probably 5 skinless, boneless chicken thighs. I do that sometimes too. But either way, you can, whatever way you want, and if you want to use breast or thigh, it'll be good either way. But this is just a little over 1 pound. And this will be 2 meals for me and Danny. If you want to, you can half this recipe if you don't want to have any leftovers. So I'm just going to brown my chicken. I'm going to season it with some salt. We're not going to have a whole lot of seasoning on it. But you can add any kind of seasoning to your chicken that you like. I'm going to put some onion powder, probably about a teaspoon of onion powder, and probably about a teaspoon of salt. I love my onion powder. We're going to put some cracked black black pepper on it. You can put bell pepper on it too if you want to. A lot of times I choose just a few ingredients to cut back on the cost, but you still want to have, a healthy meal too. So we're just going to brown this chicken up. My chicken is cooked all the way through, so we're going to just put it over in a bowl. And then we'll make our sauce that's going to go with this chicken and the spinach and the artichoke hearts. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't even have, maybe not even 8 artichoke hearts. I do like them, and you can buy them marinated if you want to. This was just in a 14-ounce can in water, is all it is. I love spinach and artichoke dip. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of butter in my pan, and we're going to melt the butter. And we're going to add about 3 tablespoons of chopped garlic to our butter. And we'll just saute this garlic for just about less than a minute. You don't want it to get brown. You don't want it to cook too long or you get bitter. I love these one-pot meals. For one thing, you're not messing up very many dishes. And I don't know, they just always turn out so good. And they're very filling, and any of them that I've made tasted really good. I was very, happy with them. We do have a cup of heavy cream. And I always keep heavy cream in my refrigerator for so many different recipes and desserts. So I've always got heavy cream. And you can use half and half if you want to. And we're going to put 1 cup of chicken, or a half a cup of chicken broth. So it's 1 cup heavy cream, a half a cup of chicken broth. And I'm just going to let this warm up and simmer. And I'm just going to work on these brown bits that's in the skillet and around the side, because that gives that sauce a really good taste too. And what the sauce is going to do is it's going to start to thicken up a little bit. Get all them brown bits off there. That'll give that sauce a lot of good taste. So you just want this to start to thicken up before you start adding your Parmesan cheese to it. And once you add your Parmesan cheese, that'll kind of help thicken it up too. If you want to at this point, you can add a little bit more salt, but your Parmesan cheese is going to have salt in it. So I don't add any more salt. You just stir this around. until it kind of, you can feel it kind of thicken up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more cracked black pepper. And I can already feel the sauce starting to thicken up just a little bit. And sometimes when you're doing this, your sauce will get a little bit too thick. And if it does, just add you a little bit more chicken broth to it. I'm going to add my artichoke hearts. And if you want to replace them with mushrooms, you can do that. And I'm going to put quite a bit of spinach in here. You want to make sure that it's drained from most of its liquid. And I can tell I've still got a little bit of liquid in mine, but make sure you squeeze the liquid out of it really good. You want at least a cup. I probably got a cup and a half. We love our spinach, and this is frozen spinach. My fresh spinach out of the garden is pretty much done because of the hot weather, you know, coming in. It started to bolt, and so we're using frozen spinach. But we do like spinach. And it'll start to wilt just a little bit more. We probably eat a good amount of greens, probably once or twice a week. I'm going to add my chicken chunks back to this. And at this point, if you want to add maybe just a little bit of Italian seasoning or something to this, you can. Just to give it a little bit more seasoning. You can tell that the sauce is starting to thicken up, and that Parmesan cheese is getting gooey. We love Parmesan cheese. In fact, I'll add more Parmesan cheese to this skillet before it gets done. And this is pretty much your one-pan meal right here, and it's absolutely delicious, and it's so good for you. Your artichoke hearts, your spinach, and like I said, you don't have to add this much spinach, but we hadn't had any greens this week, so I did add a cup and a half to mine. And I'm going to add some more grated Parmesan. And you do need to taste it at this point for salt. And I have some sliced Parmesan, just little slivers of Parmesan to add to it. And then I'm even going to add some leftover bacon to the top of it. I'll just crumble it up and put it on top, and that's the way I'll serve it. So this is your low carb, very healthy, very nutritious Tuscan spinach, artichoke heart, one-pan meal. So if y'all are looking for a good recipe for low carb, y'all can try this. You can pair it with a salad. You can pair it with some rice cauliflower. And I'm going to be doing some low carb side dishes too. Because sometimes it's hard to find a low carb side dish. But after all this, you really don't need one. This is just a whole meal in itself, and it's so delicious. And I hope you like it, and I hope Russ likes it too. So I'll have more low carb meals in the future. Different videos showing some of my low carb recipes. So if y'all try it, I hope y'all enjoy it as much as we did. It's very good. Looks pretty on that plate too, don't it? Okay, I talked about last week about pulling my garlic, and I've got it curing in the house right now. And it's a real pretty Italian garlic. We really like it. So today, I went and pulled up all my kohlrabi. The bugs are starting to eat the leaves. So I'm going to take them in. I'm going to cut all the leaves off of them, feed them to the chickens, and then I'm going to take my kohlrabi bulbs and or the root, and I'm going to I'm probably going to cut them up and blanch them and put them in the freezer. because I might keep one or two out and just put them in the crisper to eat here pretty soon. But to put in the freezer, I do need to dice them up and blanch them and put them in the freezer is probably what I do. So I'll have them for this winter. So I got them put up, and then, y'all hear that? That's the local geese flying over. They fly from the creek to the pond. Anyways, so I got the kohlrabi harvested, and that was all of them. So we'll get that put up. And then the onions. Now I pulled this about half of the onions. I still have a bunch more out in the garden. So I pulled these, and I'm going to put them up in the house. I'm going to show you how I'm going to cure them for a couple of weeks too. And I'll probably put them down in the storm shelter. I'll put them in a way that they'll be good, because they'll be dry and dark down there, and they'll stay good this winter. And then I've got a whole nother harvest of onions, so I'll let them get bigger than these. But I do like these onions this size because I use them for a lot of different things for canning and stuff like that. And they are really good and sweet at this point. And I like pulling them when they're this small. Some of them, not all of them. So I'll show you how to take them in and cure them in the house. Okay, I have got, and I don't know that anybody can find anything like this, but this is a 4-tier shelving, metal shelving. I've had this thing since the early 1990s when Danny and I had the store business up at Dalton, Arkansas. We ran it for about 3.5 years. It's the store right now that is owned and ran by the Mennonites. And what I would do with this rack, it's not real sturdy anymore, but it works. I kept potatoes and onions in it, and then I would put paper bags on top, and people could just get as many potatoes or onions as they needed. So I have dragged this rack around with me for that many years. That's why it's getting so wobbly. But I've always found some kind of use to get out of it, and one of them is to use as racks to dry my garlic and my onions. I mean, it just works. And once I get all the holes filled up with the onions and garlic, I just roll it into my pantry and let them cure for a few weeks just like that, because they need to dry good and they need to cure before you put them, up for the winter. Because if you just throw them in something, you can see that there's still a lot of moisture in them green leaves, and you can cause them to mold and not keep as well. So you really need to cure your onions and your garlic. So it's just one of them things that has always worked. Now this hanger right here I got from Amazon, and I'll put the link down below, but I just want to show y'all. It's got all these holes. There's about 60 holes there, and it'll hold a lot of garlic and a lot of little onions that you can just hang and cure. And you can see my garlic. It's been curing for about a week already down there, just hanging around in the pantry, and it works for me. I live in a small cabin. I don't have a lot of room, so I just improvise and make things work. So this is how I cure and dry some of my onions and most of my garlic. And a lot of y'all have been asking me if I would show y'all how I do that. And this is just one way that I do it. I just find things to make racks out of, and this was just one of those things that worked. And there's this rack again. And like I said, it holds a lot of garlic and a lot of onions. And you can buy several of them and hang them. This right here is an old curtain rod, and I've got it hanging with changes from beam to beam. We have big beams in our ceilings. And right now, it's got lemon balm hanging from it drying, and here pretty soon it's going to have all kinds of mint hanging from it and drying. This right here come from Amazon. I love this thing because I can bring it in the house. and I put it in front of this window, and anything I put in it dries really fast. And this is what I use to dry all of my herbs and stuff like that. I've got burdock, and I've got thyme, and I've got parsley and different things drying in it right now. And once they're dry, I'll just put them up in a jar. And this is my lavender that I'm drying in the house. So I just use the old-fashioned methods of just drying in my cabin, and it always works. Mr. Brown and Hank's always doing something together. I want to show y'all something. This is my red, white, and blue flowers. I love red, white, and blue this time of year, especially going into July. Excuse me. And these flowers were put into, I don't even know what it's called, but it is a plastic hanging bag for flowers, or you can even plant herbs. You see, that's the bag. There's little holes in the side, little slits that you can put strawberries in, herbs, flowers, whatever. And you just water from the top. And this is the first one I've ever used. And it's okay. It's hard to water, but it's okay. I got my little minnow bucket. I love using old metal buckets to plant stuff in for my porches. I just love the look of it. And of course, I always keep herbs by my door, herbs that I use about every day. Even though I've got a lot of herbs out in the garden, I make sure that I've got one pot right here that I can walk out my front door and get dill or parsley or thyme or rosemary, whatever I need, fresh. This is an old heater. I guess it was a kerosene heater maybe that I got at a flea market. I love it. I just use it here as decor on the porch. Can y'all tell that Miss Lori loves the color red? I always have. I just love the color red. Does that say anything about my personality? And I love my living area out on the porch. It's just part of where we sit and stay all the time. You know, little girls need their grandpas. Can y'all hear the whippoorwill? I'm sitting out here. I've been working in the garden, and it's a little after 8 o'clock. And this is one of my favorite times to sit out here in the garden. It's so beautiful, and just the night sounds that you hear. The whippoorwill especially. That's why we're called Whippoorwill Holler. We live on the side of this holler, and the whippoorwills just sing and do their mating call, and you can hear it all the way down through the holler. It's one of my favorite sounds. We want to show you. I don't know that you can see it, but there's a flying squirrel trying to eat out of the woodpecker soot. He flew down here in the middle of the night while we're sitting on the porch, and he's eating that soot.
They got big eyes. They're not trying for the most part. You can see one occasionally in the woods.
Well, thanks for spending time with me. I've been missing y'all this week. Y'all have a wonderful week. Be safe, and know how much that me and Mr. Brown love you. Most of all, how much God loves you all. So we'll see y'all in a few days. Bye-bye for now.